Have you ever felt like your company's big picture goals are just trapped? Like they're stuck on one side of this massive canyon while your day-to-day IT operations are just barely surviving on the other side? Well, you are definitely not alone. The frustration of IT bottlenecks holding back real business growth is a story we hear literally all the time. But what if you could actually build a solid, reliable bridge right over that canyon? Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack exactly how you construct that bridge using strategic IT consulting.
So here's our blueprint for today. We're going to cover bridging the IT gap, compare strategy versus support, talk about mapping the current state, fire up the modernization engine, look at governance and execution, and finally, help you choose your path forward. All right, let's jump right into part one, bridging the IT gap, and looking at vision versus reality. Okay, so picture this. On one side, you have your current state. It's usually pretty fragmented, right? People are just trying to keep the lights on and handle basic maintenance. On the far side, though, you have your future state, that beautiful vision of strategic growth and total alignment. The massive canyon in between is exactly where businesses stall out. A strategic IT consultant is the actual architecture that spans that gap, moving an organization away from daily firefighting so they can actually future-proof their investments. Now, let's be clear. A strategic IT consultant is not just a high-level repair technician. Think of them more like a bilingual translator. They speak both executive vision and code. Their entire mandate, the whole reason they are there, is ensuring that technology isn't just seen as a cost center, but as a primary driver for long-term growth and efficiency. They are the load-bearing connection holding it all together. Moving on to Section 2, Strategy versus Support, a different blueprint. You know, managed services and standard IT support are completely focused on maintaining your baseline. They keep the servers humming, which is great. Strategic consulting, however, is about architecting a competitive advantage. It's literally the difference between making sure your car just survives the morning commute today versus designing a completely new engine that's going to win the race tomorrow. When you really break it down, it builds a completely different operational model. Just look at the difference in the time horizon here. Managed services, they operate on a daily or maybe weekly timeline, fixing immediate issues as they pop up. Strategic consulting looks out 1 to 3 years ahead. The ultimate outcome shifts from simply resolving issues to delivering real, measurable ROI. And the output changes entirely, going from basic help desk tickets to highly structured blueprints. It is a massive, massive shift in perspective. Tactical support is, by design, kind of boxed in. It's focused entirely on system stability and uptime. And hey, it's essential, but it doesn't move you forward. Strategic consulting breaks right through that ceiling. It builds upward, architecting a true competitive advantage, because the focus is purely on business growth and future-proofing. Let's dive into Section 3, Mapping the Current State, the foundation. Every successful consultant relies on a specific methodology built on 5 interconnected pillars: strategic alignment and planning, assessment and diagnosis, digital transformation, governance and risk management, and finally, execution oversight. Together, these form an incredibly rigid framework. And these aren't just isolated ideas. These 5 distinct pillars literally lock together like puzzle pieces. Strategic alignment and assessment diagnose where you are today. Governance and execution oversight, those provide the stabilizing arms on the outside. And right there in the middle, the keystone holding the whole thing together, is digital transformation. If you pull just one of these out, the entire architecture collapses. The best part? This isn't just theoretical, it's highly scheduled. By month 1, consultants are in there conducting deep audits and gap analyses. By month 3, they're running efficiency reviews, hunting for automated solutions. Fast forward to year 1, and you're seeing deep business to IT integration. And by year 3, that's when you are really realizing that phased future state ROI we talked about. Think about it like this. Point A is usually a pretty messy, chaotic jumble of current state problems. But through those rigorous audits and efficiency reviews, the consultant constructs a clean, curving path, a 1 to 3 year technology roadmap that lands you securely at point B, your stable future state. You absolutely cannot get to point B without meticulously untangling point A first. Now for Section 4, the modernization engine, tech and people. Here's a secret a lot of companies miss. Modernization is actually a dual engine. Did you know roughly 70% of digital transformations totally fail? Yeah, and it's almost always because of human resistance. On one track, sure, you have technology innovation, stuff like adopting AI or migrating to the cloud. But on the parallel track, you have human change management. A strategic consultant knows, without a doubt, that you have to run both simultaneously if you actually want to succeed. I love this quote. Navigating the human and cultural challenges of implementing new systems. It hits the nail on the head. You could have the absolute best, most expensive AI or cloud tech in the entire world, and it will completely fail if your people simply refuse to use it. Dedicated training and solid communication strategies are quite literally just as important as the code itself. Section 5. Governance and Execution. Installing guardrails. So these are your non-negotiable guardrails. First up, security posture optimization. Second, taking all that complex regulatory compliance and translating it into practical technical controls. Third, and this is a big one, defining standards to stop shadow IT. You know exactly what I mean? The random software your marketing team just bought on a corporate credit card without telling IT. And finally, agile vendor management and a commitment to continuous improvement. Picture this as a system of heavy, interlocking gears. The inner shield is your governance and risk. That's your security, your compliance, your standards. It protects the core of the business. Then the outer track is execution oversight, managing those vendors and making agile, on-the-fly adjustments. These elements are constantly turning together, providing continuous oversight so your entire technological ecosystem stays stable and secure. All right, bringing us home with Section 6. Choosing your path, your next move. Let's recap. On one side, executive leadership has these massive targets and a grand vision. On the other side, technical teams are a head down, executing code and managing servers. The strategic IT consultant is that vital, load-bearing piece locking them together. They translate those big-picture organizational goals into actual, actionable technology initiatives. Without this piece, the whole structure simply falls apart. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really got to ask you a direct question based on everything we just talked about. Are you a business leader looking to hire a strategic IT consultant to finally bridge that frustrating gap in your own organization? Or maybe you're a tech professional exploring this exact architecture because you want to make this your future career path. You see, it's a literal fork in the road right now. You understand the architecture of transformation, the 5 pillars, and that critical dual engine of tech and human change. Your next step is figuring out your intervention point. Do you take the path to initiate a project consultation and fix your company's foundation? Or do you take the path to explore this as a career and become the architect yourself? Think about it. What's your next move going to be? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.